A surge of unaccompanied children crossing from the into the U.S. from Central America, and Border Patrol agents say they're powerless against the mounting numbers. Immigrants are simply walking across the border, finding an agent, and surrendering. Critics are blaming the humanitarian crisis on White House policies.
These are transnational global criminal cartels, and parents are giving them teenage girls, teenage boys. These boys are subject, these girls are subject to physical assault, to sexual assault, to being sold into prostitution. It is horrific, and it's because the president won't enforce the law, and our hearts should be breaking.
Well, Lars Larson is a syndicated radio host at Compass Media Networks. Emily Tish Sussman is the campaign director for the Center for American Progress Action Fund. Thank you both for joining us. The Obama administration claimed this week that the reason for the surge in violence in Central America. But at a hearing yesterday, an internal memo from the Border Patrol surfaced that said the real reason for the surge is a rumor that permisos are being issued only until the end of this month. A permiso being a legal document given to non-Mexicans who are caught at the border. It requires a court appearance, but in reality, the Washington Times says it's regarded as a free pass. Is this all, Lars, due to a White House deportation policy?
Well, it's not all due to it, but let's put it this way. The president is using pure Saul Alinsky tactics. He's creating a crisis. He wants to see some kind of immigration legislation pushed through the Congress. He can create a crisis by using the very situation that we're in, encouraging people to send their kids across the border. They get they get arrested by the Border Patrol. They're set up for a deportation hearing, and then they're released within the United States. So they get what they want, and the president gets a crisis that he can use to try to push this legislation through Congress that even President Bush couldn't get through the Congress.
Judge Napolitano says that when President Obama announced 13 months ago that he would not be enforcing the immigration law in certain cases, that he was violating his oath to uphold the law. Emily, what about that?
Look, the numbers just purely don't support the fact that this is a crisis created by President Obama. There has been a surge since 2009 in young people that are coming over the border, and this is directly connected to the violence in areas in particular countries, in 3 particular countries in Central America. This absolutely is regional. It is not just the U.S. that is seeing this increase. It's also when you look at Mexico, Panama, Costa Rica. They've seen a 700% increase in young people that are applying for asylums.
Well, so the internal memo from the Border Patrol that we saw produced at this hearing yesterday contradicted what you just said and contradicted what the White House said. So that memo says that everybody they ask what prompted you to come over, they say, we heard we get a free pass.
So, Patty Ann, I actually don't see that as being totally different and totally contradictory. You know, what is the reason they're leaving in the first place? It's the increase in violence. Once you've made that decision to leave because of the increase in violence, you're going to go somewhere that you think that you have potential status.
Okay, and fair enough.
And there actually is a further.
Let's let Lars back in.
Patty Ann, she's just made the point. They're coming someplace where the president of the United States has spent the last 5 years saying we have to give people a free pass. And he wants amnesty for illegal aliens, nothing but. And so by offering that free pass to people who are desperate to leave another area, they're going to come here. And they're coming here because they've come to understand that there's no real enforcement on the border. This administration has failed in that. While talking a good game about enforcing the law, they actually don't enforce the law, and the end result is we get many, many more illegals crossing into the country, which makes the problem even worse than it is already.
All right. Unfortunately, we're going to have to cut it short and leave it there. Lars Larson, Emily Tish Sussman, thank you both so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks, Patty Ann.